Hi, everyone. Welcome back to This Show is Not About Menopause, because menopause is only one day, and that would make for a pretty short show. Instead, this entire season, we have been talking to some amazing experts and guests who have been so kind and generous with their time about all things women's health. And today, I am very excited to wrap up this first season with a very special guest. I am about to introduce you to a woman named Robin Joy, who came into my life in 2023 and changed things for the better. She is a unicorn. She marketed herself as a VA, which is a virtual assistant. And I quickly found out that she is super smart, a marketing wizard. She writes copy, she designs things, she makes things in the back end work, and she's a fierce women's health advocate. She is a sexual health expert, and she teaches yoga and meditation. And that's why we're here today. Robin, thank you for joining me.
I feel like I just need you walking around everywhere with me is my special cheering section. That was awesome. I'm so happy to be here.
We should get shirts. I love Robin Joy.
I love it.
That would be great. So speaking of joy, yes. This episode is a bit of a holiday gift to all our listeners and all the people that I have had the pleasure and opportunity to work with this year. This was your idea. Thank you so much for suggesting it. And I'm happy to turn the mic over to you, my friend.
Sure. Where would you like me to begin? Do we want to just dive right into the meditation, or?
Well, tell me about how you suggested this. Like, why is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of reasons why I would suggest this. I think the number one reason why I always think of the chocolate meditation, especially this time of year, is it's kind of become a tradition for me. So when I first started teaching yoga, actually, it goes back even further than that. When I first started practicing yoga, the studio that I went to every single year did, in the last, I think it was like the last class before Christmas, would do a chocolate meditation. And I was just really enamored with the idea of savoring and like, you'll see when you do the practice why it's so special. But it made me realize just how much we don't pay attention to and how much we miss when we don't pay attention. And so that was a practice. And for someone like me who does not meditate well, I'll tell you that, like, I definitely need to do the kind of meditation where I'm focused on something. So this really worked for me. And so then I started teaching it at every single class at the end of the year before Christmas. And it's been kind of a tradition in my own teaching practice. But then when I started learning about sexual health and learning about desire, of course, I came across Lori Brado's work, her incredible work about mindfulness, and the meditation practice that she teaches with a raisin. Not a raisin lover. I mean, I will eat a raisin, but chocolate? Why not chocolate? So, and I realized I'd been teaching this meditation all along. And so I took this meditation, which I'd been teaching in the context of yoga, and I started to apply some of the concepts that I was learning as a sex coach to help someone have more pleasurable experiences sexually, and realized I could combine these two, and started teaching it in my sex ed programs. And so that's really where it's evolved to. And so I think we were just talking about, what would be a really special thing to do. And this was like a no-brainer, like, hey, we could totally do the chocolate meditation.
Thank you for saying yes and agreeing to do this. So meditation plus chocolate plus Robin Joy. I mean, I don't think it gets better than that.
It sounds good to me. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. The chocolate part especially.
All right, let's go.
Okay. All right. So you will definitely need chocolate for this meditation. And for people who do not like chocolate, my suggestion would be to use something that you do enjoy. A raisin actually does work really well. It could be, even a cup of tea, something that you enjoy regularly. It's something you find pleasurable, and so this practice works for anything. You're going to take your chocolate. I'm just going to say chocolate, whatever you have, just replace that for chocolate, but place your chocolate in front of you. And then we're just going to start by arriving here. So if it's comfortable to close your eyes, you can definitely close your eyes. And we'll just take a moment to sit and be and arrive here. So there's always that moment where we transition from being external with our experience into being internal with our experience. So I just want you to take a moment and just notice that shift coming into yourself, coming into your body. Now, if it's not comfortable to close your eyes, you're more than welcome to just take your gaze down toward the floor. And we're going to start by taking a few deep breaths. So as you inhale, you can bring the breath in through your nose. Allow that breath to travel down into your chest and into your belly, feeling an expansion through your chest and belly in all directions. And then exhale out through your mouth, feeling your shoulders soften, feeling your body soften as you exhale. And then we'll inhale again, expanding all directions, and then exhale. Soften. And then one more time, a nice deep full breath in. And then as you exhale, feeling yourself land here. And then taking a moment to notice. So you'll let your breath come into its natural rhythm, and you'll just notice, how is your breath flowing today? You'll notice any sensations that you feel in your body. And if at any point in time you do feel like you need to change position or adjust, just know that you can do that. Comfort is important. Notice maybe how your body feels energetically. So do you feel like you have a lot of energy? Do you feel maybe a bit low on energy? Notice your mood. How do you feel today? Just being aware of what you're bringing into the practice with you and what's present for you. This is where we begin. So this practice is a practice of the senses. And so the invitation now is just to open your eyes and look at the chocolate. And so as you look at the chocolate, you're just going to leave it where it is, but just observe, notice it. So you'll notice the color of the chocolate. You'll notice the texture of the chocolate. Depending on the kind of chocolate you have, it might have a really smooth surface and it might have some writing on it. And you just want to notice all of those things. So just be aware. And then what you're going to do is just very slowly take one piece of chocolate off and bring it into your hand. And then what you're going to do is just hold that piece of chocolate in your hand. And so as you hold it in your hand, you're going to, again, observe. And so if you want, you can pick it up and you can look at it. You might notice where it's broken off from the bar and the texture. Just be very aware. Notice how your breath is flowing. Notice any sensations. So maybe you've started to notice that your mouth is watering a little bit. Maybe there's some thoughts around chocolate, some feelings around chocolate. And what you're going to do now is just bring that chocolate up to your nose. And you're going to inhale. And as you inhale, you'll notice that the chocolate definitely has a scent. And so you can maybe close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, noticing the scent. And what does that bring up for you? So notice again what's happening in your mouth. What's happening, what thoughts come up for you. What maybe, with scent, there's always maybe memories or even stories that surface. Now what you're going to do is just take a little tiny bite of your chocolate. So as you take that bite, just a little nibble at the corner, and you're going to just hold it in your mouth. So just a really tiny bite, and then just hold it in your mouth. And you might move it around with your tongue. And just let it soften and dissolve. And you're going to notice the texture. You're going to notice the taste. I'm going to notice the sweetness and just pay attention to all of the nuance in that chocolate. Maybe there are flavors that you never really realized were in there. Maybe you notice like a hint of something that you've never noticed before. Now, what you can do is just take your time eating the rest of your chocolate. You can take 1 or 2 bites, but as you do that, close your eyes and really, really tune into everything that you notice. So as you take that bite, soften in, pay attention, notice the texture, notice the taste, notice the emotions, the sensations that arise in your body. So you may notice sensations in other places in your body that maybe you weren't expecting to notice a sensation. Maybe organically there's a that needs to come out because it just tastes so delicious and you never really realized that chocolate could taste so good. Allow yourself to just be in that experience, fully savoring your chocolate. And you can take your time, take as long as you need, and we'll just take a couple of moments here just to quietly finishing up the chocolate. Let your breath soften. And then if you need more time, of course, you can always pause to take more time. And I just want you to take a moment here and just reflect. And there's a couple of things I want you to bring into your awareness as you're in this moment of reflection. So just noticing again how you feel, maybe being aware of how this practice has impacted you today, but also what did you learn from this? And so as we head into a busier holiday season, one of the things that I think we can take away from this practice is that when we slow down and when we truly take time to savor, when we pay attention, when we engage with all of our senses, we can experience so much more. And I think we tend to move from highlight reel to highlight reel to highlight reel. And it's really in those ordinary kind of rushed through moments. You know, how many times have you rushed through eating a chocolate bar? Those rushed through moments where, you know, pleasure and joy and life can truly be fulfilling. And so I hope that you take that away and that you can bring this practice into more of your holiday season and really more of your life. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes, take a couple deep breaths. And I would love to know what people thought of that. So, of course, hopefully finding a way to share with us in comments or wherever you listen to this. You know, how was that? What did that feel?
Robin, you are my highlight reel.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cry. Thank you so much. That is
Yeah, no problem.
such a gift to me personally. I've never actually felt tingles in other parts of my body when I've eaten chocolate before. So what does that tell you? Probably I keep everything like up.
Yeah. And I think it's, you know, I think, you know, when we do that, we realize why this practice works in other realms and what, you know, like this is the practice that we take into all of the places. And this is what I've always said about yoga, right? You walk into the yoga studio, you're not just there to do yoga in that moment. You're there to learn how to experience the rest of your life with those tools.
Absolutely. And the other big, I'm still crying. The other big learning for me was like, I introduced you and I had this energy was so head energy. It was like, let's do this, right? And then you, in a very short period of time, I was able to calm down and feel, not
Yeah.
think, but feel
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
presence and my presence with you. So thank you so
Mm,
much.
you're welcome. You're
Ah,
welcome.
can we just do this every like day around this?
Yeah.
Chocolate, meditation, and a little Robin Joy.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. This season of the show is Not About Menopause has been an absolute joy for me as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. Continue listening, continue sharing. Huge thanks to all of my guests from this season, as well as those organizations who support the mission of Menopause Chicks, including Vichy, FerroPro Iron, Feel Amazing Vulva and Vaginal Moisturizer, and IntimateWellbeing.com. I wish you the happiest and joy-filled holiday season, and I can't wait to work with you in 2024.